Good morning and welcome back into NFL Daily. I am Tom Downey. Week 6 power rankings coming at you guys on today's show. If you enjoy our power rankings, then please like today's video. That way we continue to do them for you here at Chat Sports. A new bottom team, to the surprise of nobody, I assume, the Carolina Panthers. They are the last winless team in the NFL. Hopefully that changes some point soon for Carolina. Denver is now number 31 on our list. They were 30. They drop a game. Somehow you knew the Jets were going to win that one, right? After all the stuff Sean Payton said, yeah, they're kind of a mess. That defense is terrible. The Giants continue to slide down. The offense, look, they way outkicked their coverage last year, exceeded expectations. They've been really bad so far this year. The Patriots, in two of the worst losses in Bill Belichick's career, back-to-back weeks, they slide down 3 spots, and yeah, that team is not looking great. All these teams are trending towards that number 1 pick, but Carolina does not have their first rounder. That goes to Chicago. Number 28, Arizona. They've been feisty, they've been scrappy. They are 1-4. I don't think they're going to be a great football team this year, but they'll continue to be a tougher out for most opponents. They were in that game against the Bengals for a while, and Joshua Dobbs had some big-time mistakes there. The Bears at 27, they move way up. They took down the Commanders. That they really should be 2-3, by the way. You know, they should have found a way to beat Denver. They kind of blew that game. Fields looks a lot better. There's a little bit more excitement, optimism now in Chicago. The Raiders move up several spots as well this week to number 26 overall after they took down the Green Bay Packers on Monday Night Football. That was a big win for the Raiders, for Josh McDaniels, who he shouldn't have kicked the field goal. He should have gone for it, tried to ice the game. Your odds of getting 4th and 2-ish, 4th and 1-ish is probably about the same as making the field goal. The slight favorability was towards going for it, but hey, they got the win. That's what matters there in the end for Vegas. I know there are plenty of Raiders fans, Bears fans watching today's video. Got a lot of those guys here at Chat Sports. So 2-part ask for today's pinned comment. Number 1, shout out your favorite team. And in the same comment, where you think they should be ranked. So like if you're a Panthers fan, and you got to rank them at 32. If you're a Niners fan, you're probably going to say 1, right? Go to the pinned comment, shout out your team, and drop where you think they should be ranked. If the ad comes on YouTube, take advantage. Head down there and go vote. The Jets trending upwards here, a little bit. Did they beat a great team? No, but they do look a little bit more competent. They're hanging on for their playoff hope lives right now without Aaron Rodgers. Minnesota, they're 24 for now. Look, you weren't going to beat the Chiefs. That's okay. Justin Jefferson is going to go to IR, killing like literally all of my fantasy teams and plenty others out there. That's a big loss for Minnesota. This is maybe a team that should consider selling some pieces at the trade deadline because you're 1-4, you're not going to make the playoffs. The Commanders at 2-3, they slide down 5 spots after they looked pretty bad against Bears. They almost found a way to come back and win that game because Chicago cannot play a normal football game, but I still have a lot of doubts about that Commanders team, and I don't think Ron Rivera is a very good coach. But I've said that before, and no one listens to me. Green Bay Packers, number 22. They also slide down 6 spots after they got beaten up by the Las Vegas Raiders. Jordan Love, 1 week looks great. The next week, what are we doing, my guy? Inconsistency, the name of the game. And that defense, why are you putting Preston Smith on Devontae Adams? Like, what did you think was going to happen? That's just bad. It just does not make sense at all. Tennessee, number 21, about where they were last week, is they're on there's a couple tier breaks here. This is around one of them of like, yeah, these are some 2 and 3 teams. We think they're solid. We think they're good-ish, but are they going to be a real playoff contender? That still remains up in the air. Now, today's show is made possible by Prize Picks, the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. It's just you against the numbers. Instead of battling thousands of other players, including pros and sharks, you pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and then you just watch the winnings roll in. Prize Picks is very simple. You can submit an entry in less than 60 seconds and turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. My picks for this upcoming slate of games. I'm going to go more than Trevor Lawrence, 245.5 passing yards. I think they'll air it out a bit against Indianapolis. I'll go Kenneth Walker more than half touchdown. He's going to score. I don't think the Bengals defense is that great against the run, and I think Walker will get into a touchdown. It might be the old 13 carries, 45 yards, and touchdown game from Kenneth Walker. I really wanted to go to double down on Jacksonville, but I've learned my lesson. Don't put too much stock in one team. Give me more than Cooper Kupp receiving yards against Arizona. You saw what Jamar Chase did, right? I think the Rams are going to spam Cooper Kupp in breakers just like they did against Philadelphia. More than 86.5 receiving yards for him. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. And when you use code CLNS, they will give you a first deposit match up to $100. Link will be in the comments section and the description. Again, that's PrizePicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for that first deposit match up to $100. Let's go to number 20 on our list. The Houston Texans. I've been really impressed by Bobby Sloak, their offense coordinator. Really impressed by C.J. Stroud. I'm not convinced the defense and the overall team is ready to be a full-on contender, but they will be on the fringe of that playoff race, I think, for a good portion of this season. Indianapolis. Maybe. Was Frank Reich the problem all along? Just throwing that out there, which is kind of concerning for Panthers fans. But Indy's 3-2. They continue to be competitive. They're going to miss Anthony Richardson overall. We'll see how that results in the end with Gardner Minshew not having maybe his best stuff overall. There's kind of some week one Minshew magic, but Indy's been more competitive than what we thought they would be. This spot, number 18 to about number 14, a lot of disagreements in where to rank them. They all kind of fall in the same area. There's a big tier gap in terms of like the rankings averages because we do AP poll style. Cleveland's at 18. They actually dropped a little bit, but they're competitive. This batch of teams, all real playoff contenders. The Browns are not that far away from being in the AFC North contention race. They're in the mix, and that division's going to be narrow again like it always is. But do people trust Deshaun Watson? Defense is elite, but by the way. The Rams at 17. Now, they dropped a few spots this week because, they lost Philadelphia, mostly as expected. They've been up and down. That offense will keep them competitive in most games. They kind of died out against Philadelphia, but that's going to get them in the mix a lot this year. Pittsburgh. This is classic Steelers, by the way. I think this team actually makes no sense. No, they're going to finish the exact same way. They will finish the year 9-8. That is what Mike Tomlin does. He will get that team above 500. But think about what they've done this year, right? They get blown out by the 49ers. They beat the Browns in a shocker. They held on barely against the Raiders. They get crushed by Houston, and then they beat the Steelers. Or beat the Baltimore Ravens. That's what they do, man. It's crazy. All right, the Falcons at number 15 on this list. They jump up a couple of spots here after the passing offense looked better. I'm not going to retract my previous Desmond Ridder ain't it comments, but I'm at least thinking about it. That was a much, much better performance. The Saints then at number 14, they move up one spot, incremental growth right there. The offense still can be a little bit inconsistent, but Dennis Allen will have that defense good to go almost every single week. The Bengals jump up a bunch of spots, and this is, again, it's power ranking. It's not record rankings, right? The Bengals and Joe Burrow looked back against Arizona. Not just because they were playing a not-so-great team, but Burrow was moving, throwing deep balls. If you get that Burrow the rest of the way, the Bengals might be able to survive a very rough start to the season again, which has been seemingly a yearly trend for this organization. A lot of viable answers on this one. But what team, let's go team-focused. What team has been the biggest disappointment so far in the NFL? Is it the Giants? I'm going to go Giants since they were a playoff team last year. There's a lot of routes you can go. Biggest disappointment so far in the NFL. The Chargers don't really make any changes this week. They are 2-2. Big game coming up for them on Monday Night Football. Kellen Moore revenge game against the Cowboys, who we'll get to in a little bit. Tampa is 3-1. We'll see if it's a flash in the pan for Baker Mayfield and company or not. But maybe Dave Canal should be getting some head coaching buzz because the flip from Leftwich and Brady to Canales and Baker somehow is better on offense. I think that's a coaching thing, not a necessarily player impactful, but it's a coaching thing more than anything. Seattle is at number 10 on the list. They slide down a little bit because some other teams jumped them while they were on bye. But they're a top 10 football team. They'll probably be among the favorites to make the wild card this season. If you want more NFL news and rumors and our live show coming up later today, then make sure you are subscribed. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. Free NFL videos multiple times all day long. Number 9, the Baltimore Ravens. I was convinced they were going to beat the Steelers. It blew up like 3 of my parlays. I'm very upset by that. They dropped down several spots. Also, Baltimore Ravens receivers, catch the football. I get Lamar didn't have his best game, and he had the bad fumble and the weird throw on 4th down when it shouldn't have been snapped apparently, but catch the ball. If the Ravens receivers catch the ball early, that game's out of hand, and the Steelers do not come back. Number 8, the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, they slide down several spots here. It's not just that you lost the Niners. You weren't supposed to win that game. The Niners, I think, are the best team in football. That's my vote. We'll see what the overall AP poll style does here for Chat Sports' power rankings. But they got blown out. They got embarrassed. That's the game that should make you question everything about that team and what they can do moving forward. Number 7, Jacksonville. Are the Jags back? I kind of think they're back. They're still going to have some weird, just boneheaded mistakes. They've had them all year long. Fumbles, drops, whatever. But Jacksonville with a big win over Buffalo. Now, I had the Jags over Buffalo. Not everyone did. I think this is in large part is the Bills were number 3, and the Jags were number 10. So Buffalo's still number 6. I had them above. Not everybody did in the Chat Sports Power Rankings, by the way. But both those teams are legit. Both those teams should win their divisions, or at least be a wild card team. Maybe Buffalo still has a tough time against Miami as long as Tua stays healthy. The Lions, number 5. I don't think, I've been at Chat Sports for a very long time now. I don't think we've ever said the phrase Lions top 5 team. And yet they absolutely are. I am very impressed by Ben Johnson. He's maximizing everything on offense. They're a fun team to watch. The defense is playing well. I'm a big fan of what the Lions are doing so far this year. There is a new team to beat in the NFC North for the first time in a very long time. Now, we get to our top 4 here in a minute. But who do you believe is the best team in the entire NFL? I believe it is the 49ers. Not everyone at Chat Sports agrees with me. What do you think? Vote in the comments section. Number 4, the Miami Dolphins. They jump up 1 spot. The offense is still electric outside of the bad games against the Buffalo Bills. They're a dangerous team this year. The Chiefs at number 3 now, as we're kind of getting back to the AFC is king, where 4 of the top 7 teams are AFC teams, but it is 50-50 in the top 10, at least for now. Chiefs, they're the Chiefs. Tough to beat. The Eagles at number 2. The offense a bit slower to start this year. I thought they unlocked some stuff against the Rams that bodes well for them moving forward. And it's not unanimous yet. I don't know. There's one holdout voter. I don't know what the 49ers have to do. They blew out a top 10 team in the Dallas Cowboys. It's not like the Cowboys played terrible. I get all that. That was not like, the Cowboys just didn't play well. No, the Niners kicked their butt up and down the field, all 3 phases. The 49ers offense is clicking on all cylinders. The defense is awesome. I don't think there's a better team in the NFL. I think the one holdout voter, frankly, is an insane person. I'm not going to drag him more than that, though. I'm not going to mention the names. So grade our Week 6 NFL power rankings. You can always take the criticism. A, B, C, D, or F. Go vote in the comments section.